it start. Wow. Okay. Well, so much for the countdown. It doesn't want to work. And try it again.
There you go.
Hello, everybody. This is AKA Heather Joy, and I've got Mr. Ray Ray with me. So,
Hey, how's it
oh,
going, guys?
I am so glad he's here too, you guys. This is oh boy. We've moved into a new house. Well, not new, but actually rather old, but it's all been redone, and I actually have room. This is my own office, library, and studio now. I just need time to decorate it. Get things set up. I've got my green screen, everything. I've got my husband gave me all his professional camera stuff, his microphones, the whole bit. But I'm lost trying to figure out how to hook everything up. Oh boy. But it's been wow. It's been the last week has been insane, guys. And then oh my mother's husband getting injured. It's just been nuts and oh man. But I want to thank Tommy for taking all of those times I was supposed to be on. I feel bad. The man needs his sleep, and I hate to do that to him. But anyway, um, let's see. Before I jump in, yes, I do have Mark. Um, I think I already told you guys. It gave me an intro video. I just have not had time to add music to it yet. So I'm just going to run through the rules we have here on the live vote. First of all, this is not a political channel, so please, in the comment section and especially the live chat, please don't talk about politics. It's just too. It's a touchy subject for everybody right now. The second one, this isn't a religious channel. It's fine to say things like, "Hey, I'm going to pray for you," or I couldn't have found sobriety without my faith. That's fine, but please just stay away from any kind of overbearing religious tones. Don't tell somebody that their God is lesser than yours and things like that. Just don't go there, please. The third rule is please refrain from cursing in the comment section and the live chat, especially. As Tommy always says, if you can't control your mouth, then you can't control your life. And I really agree with him on that one. And then the fourth one, no trolls. Just this is a place of support and of caring, of love. We are here to build each other up and help one another, try to find sobriety and maintain it. And we have to discuss some really sensitive subjects. And there's just absolutely no place for people being mean. And if you're going to be mean, you're just going to get permanently booted off of here. So there you go. I also have a few requests, and I'm sure you guys know what's coming if I can pull it up here. But please exit out of the chat right now if you haven't already hit that like button and hit that thumbs up button, please. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you feel like this channel gives you some help, and please share this out to others that might benefit from this. Love you guys for that, and thank you. Really appreciate it, you guys. We want to reach as many people as we possibly can. Um, this channel is awesome for you know just the support and the outpouring of love and concern and prayer. And I mean, it's a source of light and hope for a lot of people, and we really do want to share this with as many as we can, because we know there are so many people out there that are suffering right now, in active addiction of all kinds. So yeah, please do, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, you guys. So oh yes, and I did pin the link at the top of the live chat so that if anyone needs to come on and talk, need some support, you have questions, whatever, please feel free to use it. And I am so delighted that Mr. Ray Ray has jumped on. Um, he didn't know that I needed help, but I do. Did he okay, he muted. Okay, we're good. Anyway,
No, I made it myself.
you muted
Sorry.
it. I was just making sure. Okay, I didn't want
It's
to.
your show.
Okay. Anyway, um, boy, just I had notes written up a few days ago for this show, and oh boy, I've had some people come and help me move things around, and my notes, all of my show notes. Like I have saved the notes of every show in this big binder. I can't find that. I can't find anything. So I was trying to rewrite, go through things, and I didn't get anything written down for the gaming, and I can't remember. I'm so tired. I can't remember what I wrote. But luckily we've got Mr. Ray Ray here that is really an expert with gaming. So I am just tickled. He didn't know I would, I needed that help, but here he is. I'm so tickled. So anyway, let's see. Was there anything else? Oh, I just thought this was interesting. I didn't see last. Was it last night's show or yeah? It must have been last night's. Something Tommy had put something in. I think about cocaine in the White House. Well, I just heard a little while ago that it is indeed cocaine, and I listened to some police people. Maybe you guys have heard it. It was like dispatch or police talking to dispatch or something, but they were talking about it. It was tested and it is cocaine. I just find that um
They have so many cameras in the White House. They knew exactly probably who put it there.
exactly. Yeah, and just like we know who it most likely belongs to, and he's forgotten things before. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. It kind of actually kind of sad too. Um, if you know the whole family story, then you'd understand why um, the president's son has an addiction. But it's kind of sad.
You know, a lot of my addiction was learned
Okay.
by my parents. Just saying.
What's that? Say that again.
A lot of my addictions were learned by watching my parents. Just saying.
Yeah. That. Yeah. there probably is something to that too. I mean, anyway, I better not say any more because I'll get myself into trouble. But oh boy.
I
Anyway,
dig-
let's see.
I don't fall upstairs, so I digress.
Oh boy, you guys. I'm just curious. Have you guys? Oh, I need to pull up the comments. I didn't even. Oh, good grief, guys. Sorry. I need to say hi to everybody. We've got Goosebump and Quiet Girl and Dennis Brace. Alf is here. Mark, Quiet Girl, Virginia, Miss V, Seventh Son, Charlie Mullins, Virginia, and let's see who else. I am so glad to see everybody though. Jason P and Valerie. And Valerie is new. Valerie 102, she is new here. So we definitely want to give her a big warm welcome. Glad you're here. Let's see who else. Goddess Divine is here. And James Novak. Let's see. I love the name James. My daughter's marrying a James come October. And he's a great James. Let's see. Patrick is here, and Miss Dragon. Let's see. And of course, we got Mr. Ray Ray. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. I'm glad you guys are all able to make it today. So, as you saw, I wanted to talk about social media and gaming addiction. Let me shut this noise off. That's going to drive me crazy. Sorry, guys. It's been an insane day around here. Good grief. Okay, there we go. Okay. So like I said, I had this all ready to go. And I couldn't find the notes and I am tired, so I can't remember everything that I found. Um, Especially the latter half, which was on the gaming, but Mr. Ray Ray's saving my bacon.
That's
So
okay.
anyway, I
I
really
ain't got much
appreciate
sleep
it.
either. The fireworks ended at 5 in the morning where I
Oh, good
live.
grief. Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't burn down the desert.
Oh man, out here, well, just where I have moved, I didn't. I heard a little bit, but I was too busy doing other things. When I got home from being up north, I didn't have time to really do anything, and I had the fun stuff too. I had the bottle rockets and the lady
Oh, they
fingers.
have the illegal fireworks from Mexico. That's what happens in Tucson. They go to Mexico and they come
Yeah.
back with these commercial grade fireworks, and it sounds like they're reenacting the Omaha beach invasion or something outside.
Mhm. Well, the town I grew up in, they would go to each major intersection in that town and let off dynamite at 6 in the morning to wake everybody up and scare the living daylights out of you. Even when you knew it was coming, it still scared the crap out of you. But I'm kind of used to the noise, and it was nice not to have too much noise last night around here. I didn't even look. I know they had fireworks different places around here, but I didn't even have time to look at them. So, oh well. I've had plenty in my youth. But that's funny. Yes, funny you said that about Mexico, Mr. Ray Ray, because when I went on I've been a few times, and the first time I ever went, it was with a high school trip, and all of the guys found fireworks, and they were stuffing them in their pants and in their shirts and everything as we
Trying to
crossed the
smuggle them all
border.
back.
Try,
Yeah,
yeah, they
in
got
there.
them too. That was just made me laugh when you said that. I'd forgotten all about that, but we had
Yeah,
fun
yeah, Mexico,
anyway.
good times.
Well,
I've
we
been to
used to
Rocky
go.
Point a couple times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
my dad used to drive a diesel. Drive. He'd go up to Wyoming and down to California a lot, but up in Wyoming, I don't know if you can still buy them, but you used to be able to get the stuff that's illegal here in Utah. So we always had them 80s, the Roman candles, the firecrackers, and lady fingers, and bottle rockets, and all that stuff. And I had a great childhood. That was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, fireworks used to
And,
be illegal in Arizona and in New Mexico. They're legal, and they used to put up
uh-huh.
fireworks stands right on the Arizona and New Mexico border. So people would
Yeah.
just go to the border and go buy the fireworks and then bring them back to Arizona.
That was fun. Made for a fun childhood, didn't it?
Yep.
As long as you didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I got hurt every once in a while,
Oh,
but didn't lose any fingers or eyes, so it's all good.
that's important.
You know,
I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I've had better. I can tell you that. Anyway, so social media addiction. Um, I was trying to remember everything that I found and trying to write it all down really fast, and I'm not even close, but we'll give it a go. you know, um, it was just funny. Last October when I discovered the lifeboat, I was going to delete Facebook and Instagram, and what was the other one? I've never had TikTok on there. I've never been interested in that one. What is it? The Snapchat. That's the one my daughters use a lot. And so I put that one on, but I never have time to use it. I don't have time to use that stuff. And if I get stuck on there, sometimes you get stuck there and you waste all this time, and I just didn't want to waste any time because I really don't have any to waste. But when I saw that, the Lifeboat has the Facebook page, I thought, oh, I better keep it for that. But I rarely get on there. I just don't have time. But it drives me crazy. My husband has got an issue with. I think
my
he's
dad has
addicted
that
to it.
same issue.
You
My
know,
dad's
he's
a hardcore addicted to Facebook to the point where on the 4th of July, I had to listen to him for 2 hours, just ranting and raving and complaining, screaming and yelling and being upset about all the things that people say on Facebook. You
oh
know,
dear.
it's just, he has a total, and I tell him, well, just turn it off. Yeah, 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 I'm going to, I'm going to. And then like 30 minutes later, he calls me back and he's like, oh, this guy said this on Facebook and this guy said that on Facebook. I'm like, walk away, just walk away. And they say,
Hmm.
yeah, 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 yeah. But then it has like this boomerang effect where they just keep going back. And then I mean, I literally could not talk to my dad on the fourth because he was just
Oh
so
dear.
irate and out of control and just gone. And he totally has a social media, Facebook addiction to the point where it affects his relationship with his kids.
Oh dear.
So,
That's addiction. It's just like any other drug. I mean, it really is, and it's kind of sad. There was this girl that um, I was listening to on YouTube earlier today, and she's a Scottish girl. She travels around the world, and she has her own channel, and um, she did one on social media addiction, and I want to read you what she said. I just pulled up the transcript here, and it said, let's see. She says, if you've been following me for a while, then you'd know that I took part in a 2 year social media detox. That's a long time. That's impressive. 2 years she'd been off of it, and let's see. She says, I was not allowed to go on to any other platform the first month. She said the first month's actually kind of hard. I remember my thumb constantly finding itself on the App Store, ready to download social media again. I started finding other ways to watch the short form content and as cheat as slowly as time went on. She says I started to feel better, and I started calling my friends more, and I felt more present in my day to day things. Let's see, I was productive. I started feeling happy when I achieved the small pleasures. Let's see, the small pleasures in life. Then she says, and then last October, I relapsed, as some people would say. Um, I found a way to convince myself that I was going to be completely fine going back on. Now, what does that sound like to you? I think that sounds like an addiction to me. Sounds like any drug addiction that I can do it this time, and I'll keep in control, or I'll just do it this once and it'll be fine. And we all know that it's not. It doesn't work that way. Let's see what
Or
else.
be like
Was there
my
anything?
dad and absolutely hate it and keep going back to it for some reason, almost
Mm,
like it's a monkey on his back.
well, it is. It really is. Let's see. I was wondering if I wanted to. There was something else she said. I can't find it. There's something else she said though. When she said it, I was like, yeah, that's an addiction. And it really is. Um, I was noticing. Well, every time I have to go to the clinic to see my PA, there almost every time there is a mother in there who is on her phone and paying absolutely no attention to the kids, and they're running around, and I've seen them just doing crazy things, doing anything to get the attention of their mother. I've seen that. Oh boy, I've seen that a lot, and I just think it's sad. The kids want mom's attention. If you're going to have your kids, you need to give them the attention they need, and take care of them. And I've seen a lot of that. It really gets on my nerves.
You know what a scary
And
thought to that is?
what's
A
that?
lot of those people that you see in the waiting rooms are younger mothers, and smartphones have been out long enough that maybe they grew up on a smartphone
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
that
don't
was,
have any, parenting skills to deal with their children, or they're
yeah,
just using it as an escape. But yeah, these young parents today, they grew up as a child on iPads and cell phones,
hmm
and now they
it's
have
not,
kids.
yeah, it's not good. I was watching, what was it? One of the channels that I follow on YouTube. I'm trying to remember which one it was that showed it, but it was a school in Tennessee, and this poor teacher. Um, there was in one instance, and this is all they have cameras in all of the classrooms, so it was all right there on camera. But he caught one of the students. The first time that I saw it, it was a male student, and he had his phone out, and he was using it to cheat on his exam. And the teacher took his phone from him, and he was going to give it back to him at the end of class. the kid was bigger than the teacher, and that kid came up and punched the teacher right in the face. I mean, just slugged him, not once, but two or three times, if I remember correctly. I mean, that's getting a little out of hand. But the thing that really struck me is, these kids are addicted to them. Was there was a
Yeah.
girl in a different class, but it was the same teacher, and he caught her using her phone to cheat, and he took it from her. She pepper sprayed him in the face, and he took the phone with him out into the hall, and he was going to go, try to wash his eyes out, or I don't know what he was going to do. I don't think that even helps at first. And she sprayed him a second time out in the
Yeah.
hall. I mean, and they have it all on video. But then, he props to this teacher. He held on to that phone. Even though she sprayed him twice in the face with pepper spray, and he was down on his knees in the hall, and he couldn't see, and but he kept that phone. He didn't give it back to her, and the
Yeah.
whole time she's standing there freaking out. Can I have my phone back? Can I have my phone back? And it wasn't. I mean, it was
It
an
was
addict.
irrational.
Yeah, it
And
was.
you
It
gotta
was
look at it in a metaphor. You gotta look at it like that teacher just took that girl's bottle of booze. That teacher just took that girl's fentanyl. That
exactly.
teacher just took that girl's crack pipe. And
Yeah,
and she's reacting to it because now she's having instant withdrawal, like she just got a shot of
exactly.
Narcan.
It was. That's exactly what it was like. Exactly. Yeah, she had a dose of Narcan, and she was going through major withdrawals. That's exactly what it looked like, and I thought, oh boy, this is not good. um, there was a lady here in the area where I live, just an amazing lady, an amazing mother. I think she had 4 or 5 children, but young mom with lots of young babies, and her house, her yard, and herself. I mean, she always looked perfect. Everything around her looked perfect. And social media became such a problem. And she'd look at, everybody wants to present their best on social media. They want to look their best, the whatever is behind them, showing in the picture with them. They want everything to look good. They want to look as good as they can. And they want the praise, they want the comments, they want the likes, and it just became so much for this woman. She felt so much pressure to be perfect, and she was comparing herself to all her other friends on Facebook. And she actually, I can't say the word, but she, herself,
She pushed her off
and
button.
she did. Thank you. That's a good one. I like that one. Um, but it's just so sad. She left all these little children behind, and she was a good mom too. And
Yeah.
it broke
Sad.
my heart when I heard. And I just thought, this she was an amazing lady, but she got so caught up and so worried about social media and felt
That's the way
so
my
much
dad
pressure
got.
from it. It's just
He was
sad.
so worried about what other people thought of him on Facebook, like what other
Mm,
people's opinion had so much value on Facebook, and he was always been the kind of the slightly narcissistic, self-righteous person.
mm-hmm,
So he always, got on these Facebook things and wanted the accolades, and then when he didn't get it, he would get
mm,
upset. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see how you can get entrapped into something like that, and now you have to
yeah.
live this life that is just too much for you.
Yep. Yeah, it's too much. You put too much expectation on yourself. And you know what, I don't know if you've ever seen, but I've seen some some comparisons. Like, they showed the picture of what you would post on social media compared to what the room you were in actually looked like, and the mess that you didn't see. And they showed that in so many different instances. And what you see, you have no idea, how real it is. And everybody's always smiling and looking perfect when, they might be dying inside. You don't know. And so much of it, I feel, is fake. And I remember getting caught up in that when I first got on Facebook, where I would love it, if I got some nice comments and a lot of likes and everything. And I'd turn to my phone over and over again to see if anyone else had commented on my post. And then one day I thought, this is dumb. I don't want to do this. And I just, I post occasionally, but it's usually a stupid meme that I find really funny, or something political, or, but.
Yeah.
When I post my pictures on Facebook, what you see is what you get. Honestly, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I've posted a lot of pictures of myself with no makeup and very dirty and in the mud from races and stuff. I just don't care. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but what you're
Then,
missing, one of the most crucial things about like Facebook, is it was perfectly purposely designed to be addictive. They
yep, that's
purposely have the algorithms. They have people that are hired. They pay millions of dollars to for every year, and they call it the clicks per minute. How many clicks per minute can I get from you?
yeah. It's awful. It's not a good thing. And I just decided finally, I'm not going to play the game. I post occasionally and once in a while, I get on mostly it's to see what the rest of my family's doing because half my family's in Australia. And, that makes it nice to be able to connect that way, see what everybody else is doing. And I like to see, what I don't know. I'm really torn. One of my stepdaughters, three of our grandkids. I don't know how I have mixed feelings about it. She posts everything that they do, and she posts. I mean, she puts a lot of time and energy and thought into everything she posts, and she's posting everything that the kids are doing. And I don't. One of my other stepdaughters, she refuses to post her kids. She doesn't
Smart
want their
woman.
faces on. Exact. That's what I'm thinking. But I do appreciate being able to see the stuff that the grandkids are doing that I can't make it to. So I'm really torn. But I feel like the one stepdaughter that's posting all the time, I worry about her. I think she's putting way too much pressure on herself, and everything has to look perfect, and it's just way too.
Yeah,
Just concentrate on being mom. That's hard enough with three kids. It's hard enough. But I worry about it. I worry about her. But yeah,
yeah.
it was
I
just funny.
mean,
I was
nobody
Go
wants to
ahead.
see the. I said nobody wants to see the nasty brown but mashed potatoes and gravy that I had for dinner. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see you post your dinner.
Exactly.
You probably think it's the greatest thing in the world. I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, what the heck are you eating? You need to go see a doctor.
That's funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean to add that. I had to say it. Nobody wants to see what you
Oh
had for
man.
dinner.
I love it. Well, if I post something, it's usually some stupid meme or it's something important, going on in our lives. But I used to post a heck of a lot more than I ever do now. But I can promise you guys that you just what you see is what you get with me, and I just don't. Menopause took all my filters away. I don't care. I don't care what people think of me anymore. I mean, I'll try and to come on here. I'll put some makeup on and look nice. But there's been times I come on with my hat and no makeup at all. I just don't care, and it's kind of freeing. And I'm glad that I was able to break away from that because with with our addictions that we're dealing with, a lot of times you can replace one with another, and I really don't want to go down that road. But I was thinking, there's a I grew, I was born in 1970, and we didn't have any of this, and I couldn't even imagine, that we would have these phones in our pockets that was like a mini TV, a screen that could, and a library, you could find any bit of information you wanted. And I mean, there's so many good things about the internet and social media, but I think there's a lot of bad stuff too. And what's sad, you were saying, Mr. Ray, just a little bit ago, that
Yeah,
there are kids that have not known anything any different. They
yeah. We
have
were
been
kicked out
raised
outside when
with
we went to
screens.
play baseball. You know what I mean? We were kicked outside, and he said,
Yep,
"You don't come back until the sun comes home, or
yep,
comes down, and then you come home."
yep.
You know?
Exactly. That's how I grew up, and
I mean, I was excited about the
it's
black and white TV with the radio combo as a kid. The little tiny
yep.
one. I thought that was
Yeah, I
awesome.
remember those.
I was like, man, we're in the future.
I remember my great grandmother had one of those really old, weird looking black and white televisions that had the screen was round on, the outside screen was round and it was black and white, and it was just really old. And so when we got a color TV, I was really
Yeah.
excited. But we I grew up very differently from the
Yeah.
way my
And it
kids
weighed and
grew
it weighed
up.
250
And
pounds, and it had that wood casing around it. that that
Yep,
decorative wood
it was a
case
piece of
around it.
furniture.
Yeah,
It
it was a
wasn't in
piece.
a.
It was.
It was. It had places. There was. I remember my friend had one that had shelves built into it, and you could stack books and or videotapes or whatever you wanted in it. But it was a massive piece of furniture, and
Yeah,
it took many people to move it.
that's it. That even back then, that's the world telling you go outside, read a book,
Exactly.
don't stay in front of the
Oh
television
man.
too long.
Oh man. Well, the thing is, the problem that I see with it, and I'm not the only one. Humans, we're social animals. We have evolved that way. Everything about the way our brains and our senses have developed and evolved makes us social creatures. We're supposed to talk to one another, not talk to a screen. Or that it. Boy, it
That was a
it
pretty funny joke, Seventh. Sorry, I had to say it.
was that.
I said Seventh made a pretty funny joke in
Oh no!
chat.
What do I gotta find this? Where did he say? Sorry. Look at me leaning toward the screen so I can hear better too. My hearing aids are still out being fixed. Like moving closer to the screen is going to make it me hear you better. I'm an idiot some days. Anyway, let's see. What did he say? I'm
He
curious
said,
now.
"What do you call someone who refuses to fart in public? A private tutor." I thought it was
That's a
pretty
good
good.
one. That's a good one. We take fart jokes in my family of origin very seriously, so I'm going to have to share that one with my brother. We're weird, but we have a lot of fun. Anyway, um, okay, yeah, the humans are really social animals, and I think I have related this before on this channel, but I'm going to do it again. I remember listening to a lady that's a linguist, and she had an 11-year-old daughter, and it was her birthday, and her daughter had a slumber party, and all of the girls that showed up, they each of them brought their phones with them, and she just watched them, and they were 10 and 11, and she just watched how they interacted with each other, and she said they were about at the level of kindergartners as far as their ability to pick up on social cues, and they're all of the unspoken cues that we give, just body language and tone of voice and all of that we pick up on, well, that we're supposed to pick up on, we're that's why I think screens and social media and all of that is just detrimental to children. I don't think it's good for them for their development. They don't get the social skills that they need. From day one, we are wired to interact with our parents, with our siblings, with you've got to have that constant practice to learn how to pick up on social cues and all of the little unspoken things. And she said, this linguist was watching these girls, and she said they were so far behind where they should have been, and they weren't interacting with each other. They were taking pictures of everybody and posting the stuff on their social media and sharing it, and they were interacting more with their phones than they were with the people there at the party. And I thought, oh boy, it's not good. It's not a good thing. When we are social animals, kids
And,
that are raised with a screen, raised with an iPad,
and I
they
was
are
just going
going
to
to be
add on to
behind.
that.
Uh-huh.
Can I add it? When you're a child, your brain is developing, and anything that you do to your brain from the time that you're born, they say to the age of 26, which pretty much ends your mental development.
Hmm.
Everything that you learn in between is what's going to carry you for the rest of your life. So if you just text and you don't hear people interaction talking and everything else like that, then you're going to create a whole entire generation of kids that just look down at the ground or look at their phone or are
Hmm.
incapable of dealing with the world around them. That's what you're creating, you know.
Exactly. It's crazy. I was talking to my chiropractor, and he's just amazed. Well, and his son is a chiropractor in southern Utah too, and they are both just surprised and amazed at all of the problems that young people, people in their 20s are having with their necks and their backs, and lots of like my own. youngest daughter, she when she realized she was spending way too much time with her phone or a tablet or a computer because she was, getting nerves pinched in her neck and her hands were going numb. And I took her to my chiropractor, and he had to do some adjustments and everything, and she had to learn how to kind of reset everything and sit up straight, and it's helped. But I know if I'm sitting down too long, in front of my computer or whatever, my the nerves in my neck will get pinched, and my fingers will go numb, and I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. You know what
But
that means is
it's
humans will evolve into it. We'll have like big giant thumbs, and our eyeballs will disappear. I'm sorry.
you never know.
We won't have
There's
any more eyeballs.
But my mother had worked. She was a banker, and so she was in front of a computer from the time I was maybe 10 until she just retired like 3 weeks ago. She has got a shelf. She's got one of those humps. Like she can't stand up straight anymore.
Yeah.
She's just spent so much time, like, in this position, that honestly she's got a shelf back here you can set things on, and she's had to have her neck, a lot of the vertebrae in her neck and her back fused, and I mean it's a mess. This is not good. It's not good for us. None of this is good for us. I mean, it can have some, there's some good things about it, but we are social animals, and we are wired so that usually, people when they talk, face to face, and have friendly interactions with people. I mean, face to face, though, you get this nice release of dopamine. And I mean, we're supposed to be that way. That's how we're designed. And that, would keep us on track. But the internet and social media has really knocked us out of the way. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really,
You
that
you want to
feedback
know a
loop
good
that you get.
example of what you're just talking about?
Sure.
It's what me and you are doing right now, interacting with each
Yeah.
other, talking
Yeah.
to each other.
I can't see your face.
I don't
I
have a
don't.
web camera, and my phone isn't
I
good
just
enough to. My phone will break on the internet.
You were
Sorry,
just fine. I'm just giving you a hard time.
that's okay. Hey, I'm the
But you
lifeboat cactus. What do you expect? It's Tucson.
I love it.
No, I'm just
But
kidding.
until what, maybe, well, let's see. I don't know. It was around, I think 98 was when I got my very first computer. And up until until the I don't know, the early 90s, we really did, we had that feedback loop going, and it was really good for humans. We had, I spent, in my teenage years, if I wasn't working, I was with friends all the time. We were out running around having a good time, and I I enjoyed it. Kids just don't do the same things anymore, and I think they're suffering from it. Um, there there's a lot of reasons for it. Um,
They're suffering
Social
in
media can be
silence.
good and bad. It doesn't matter with almost anything. There are benefits and there are bad things, and if you take either way, to the extreme, that's not good. But social media, it creates this opportunity for infinite interactions that can be good. you know However, it exploits our we have this natural inclination for social contact. We are social animals. And it's the same way, how we have a natural inclination to eat ripe fruit. We like sweet things. But with sugar, refined sugar, not the kind of sucrose that you get in fruit, but refined sugar, this glucose, that hijacks your system. It exploits your system. And too much refined sugar, you've got a whole host of medical problems. Oh boy, I mean, we could spend hours on that one right there. But social media does the same thing to our physical and mental health. We've talked about all those. The physical effects of just sitting and having your head down. Um, the mental health the effects, people can get very depressed comparing themselves to other people, and they put so much expectation on themselves and so much pressure. It's just not good. And then we're missing out on, there's just something special about a face-to-face interaction with somebody, you know you could, because you get to feel their energy, and you get to look into their eyes. I loved when I talk to people to look at them in the eyes. I'm very sensitive, to people's energy, and I can often pick up on their emotions and what they're feeling. And you can't do that, over the internet. I mean, sometimes you maybe you can't. I don't know. I know here on the lifeboat, when I've talked to different people on the boat over the phone, I swear I can feel their energy and emotions. But just texting, you miss out on so much. And just
I
leaving
agree.
comments and things, you miss out. You don't hear the tone of voice. You don't see the person's face when they said what they said. You miss out on so much. And man, it's not good. And social media, qualitatively, like I said, it's just very different than a person to person interaction. um Now, you were talking about how the algorithms are written, and
Yeah.
I was looking at the I was looking at some numbers.
Even
Let's,
grocery stores do it. If you know that grocery stores do it.
yeah, drives me nuts too.
They'll put purposely certain things on different sides of the grocery store, and they'll put certain things in the way that they
Yep,
know that you're going to walk by.
that suggestive selling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about, I'm sure it goes on in every Walmart, but ours just rearranged everything, and you can't find what you want, in the same place. And I hate that. You got to go searching, and then you get distracted by some new product you've never seen before that you really don't need. And oh, I hate that.
Well, that's that, and that's done deliberately.
I
That
know.
is literally done on purpose,
Yep.
and that's why
It
those people
is.
make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a year.
It's
When you
true.
looked at that product, that means they were successful at doing their job.
Yep. Unfortunately. But I was looking at some statistics, and this was just for Instagram. But let's see, older adults, like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, what it said was
Older
most of
adults,
them,
30.
older adults, like I'm an older adult, but they said that people that they already had relationships with, they felt like social media kind of enriched that. um, I don't know about that, but that's what the numbers, that's what that's what, okay, but that's
It
not a number,
social
but
media can be positive if it's done right. Like if you
yeah.
have
I mean,
if you
look at
like
the lifeboat.
blue, like for example, like the lipo, or if you like bluegrass music and you surround yourself with like-minded people and they're like, oh hey, this
Yeah,
event's over here, this event's over here, and you crowdsource that kind of positivity. Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
But nobody wants to see what you had for dinner. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
It's true though, but what, web developers, graphic designers, they, just for Instagram, they used a very sophisticated algorithm, and very attractive visual presentations to get people in. And 40%, guys, 40%. Think about all of the things that your brain does, and how it keeps all of your, all your systems running. It's huge, but 40% of that is devoted to visual things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so, these developers, they know what they're doing,
Yeah.
and
They ain't
it's,
much different from social media and going to a casino and pulling that lever
eh,
down on a slot machine.
yep, exactly. Oh, that's a good one. Yep. But that there's some wonderful things that can happen, like you were saying, with the internet, with different social media sites, all of that. I mean, there's some really good things,
But
the
there's a dark
lifeboat,
side to it.
yeah, there's definitely a flip side, and that's where the numbers. I wanted to show you some of the numbers. Now, this was from a Pew survey, and this was just for Instagram, but there's this definite drive for attention that teenagers have once they get involved in social media, and 1/3 of the teens felt pressure to post things that get them lots of likes and comments. 40% feel pressure to only post content that make them look good. 13% of teen girls said that they felt that Instagram worsened those kind of thoughts where you want to hit your own off button, like you said. I like that one. And
Yeah, it's a polite way of
17%,
saying it.
17% of teen girls with eating disorders said that social media use made it worse. They got worse on it, and I don't remember the doctor that wrote this down, but I want to read you this. He said, just like alcohol, nicotine, or drugs, the act of swiping triggers neurological reward. There's the dopamine hit, and over time
On
the
that
brain
lever.
learns. Yep, over time the brain learns to seek social media instead of natural rewards, and this puts users at risk of dissociation with meaningful priorities. And just let's see, as with drugs and alcohol addiction, younger users are at a definite greater risk. You know, I feel like kids today are just set up for addiction of greater kinds than just social media. It's not good, and
Oh.
um,
Well,
we just
one of my biggest problems was video game addiction. I mean,
that's
I
where
don't
I
mean
want
to.
to go now.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
So
I,
let's. Yeah, I was just looking at the time. I'm like, I better shut up and let you give you some time.
well,
So go
you could do a
ahead.
whole episode on what you're talking about. We can do it other
Oh,
stuff
we'll be
later.
doing
That's
this
fine.
again. We'll be
Uh,
repeating these again.
but I was an absolute video game addict. I worked for a video game server hosting company. I knew a lot of the people that had gaming channels on Twitch and Facebook. I'm
Mm,
not going to name names to keep them, in privacy. But yeah, I mean, I used to play games like I used to play World of Warcraft when it first came out, right?
mhm.
I hit backslash played on my account one time, and it was 1,095 days played, and
Whoa.
that's not like okay, that's how long you own the game or this that or anything else. That's literally I sat in a chair for 1,095 days.
That's incredible. That's
I used
addiction.
I, I used to call in sick to work
Oh wow.
so I wouldn't because there was an upcoming game or something like that, or
Hmm.
I played the game so long in the evening that it was 1 hour to go to work, and I work on a
Mm.
tree crew. I work tree in trees. I cut down trees and do
You
everything
need
else.
to be alert
You
to
don't
that.
you don't need 60 minutes of sleep and need to be behind a big giant wood chipper.
Yeah,
So
that's not good.
it affected my life. It affected my job. I would not bathe. I would not dress. I would not
Mm,
interact with people. I would not just every single social aspect of my life just went away. My hygiene was terrible.
mm.
Um,
That's
everything.
addiction. That's just like any other addiction. It really is.
Yeah, when it come down to paying a bill or trying to get one more hour in on this video game, I
Hmm.
would literally not pay my bills just so I could play video games.
Mm.
And then when people would knock on my door or try to disturb me, it would break me out into a violent rage. I would scream, I would yell. Um, it would just because you can't get away from your keyboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I've seen the worst of video game addiction. I've lived the worst of video game addiction. I know how it can affect a person's life, and
Mm.
it is. My video games were my drug of choice at one point, and I was how much I say I don't know what's the word. um, my life evolved around video games. Like I scheduled my life around video games. Like video games was the 100% important thing, and everything
Hmm.
else in my life was secondary. You know,
Yeah,
and you know how I got over it?
I would love to know.
I got poor, broke, and couldn't afford it anymore, and I was forced.
Oh,
The power went off. I couldn't afford my internet bill. Didn't get paid. My power went off, and the lights went dark.
you can't play when you don't have those
And
things. That's for
that's
sure.
it. And but that brief time where I was forced not to be in that environment, it was rough. I felt sore. I felt physically like it made me feel physically. I physically hurted
You were
not
going
playing.
through withdrawals.
I
You
was
did
going
not
through
have the
withdrawals.
dopamine.
I didn't. I felt like my joints hurt. Like I just
Wow.
had higher irritability, and it's just yeah. I mean,
Well, your body, your brain is doing whatever it can to try to get you to go back to the video games so you can
oh,
have the
it was
dopamine release
horrible.
again. And
It was it was traumatic. I mean, honestly, it was traumatic. I mean,
yeah.
not to get in it really anything too personal, but yeah, I was the guy that peed in jars.
Oh, goodness, that but that's addiction. We do things like that with addiction, and
You know,
it's just like a drink. It's just like a pill or a needle. It really is. Dr. Huberman, on the Huberman Lab podcast, I just remember him talking about this, and I just remember him saying how dopaminergic video games are, and and they're designed that way.
it's the
And like
same
you were saying,
design as social media.
yeah,
It's
and just
purposely
like the
designed that way.
bells, the whistles, the like going to Vegas, the slot machines and everything, it's the same kind of thing. And
Yeah,
it just really, there's just your senses are just being bombarded,
yeah.
especially your visual. There's just it is highly dopaminergic, and I know a lot of people that like I have a really good couple. I have some friends as a couple, and they used to live next door to me. And he is an what is it? He's a physicist. I can't think of what kind, but I mean, extremely,
Yeah.
extremely smart guy. Love this guy to death. He's the nicest guy, and he'll play video games, but he only does it to relax. And he's
Yeah.
really limits himself. He does it maybe once or twice, for maybe an hour, twice a week.
I mean,
And
I had the
I have a,
ambulance.
sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead.
I had the ambulance show up to my house because I hadn't eaten for 3 days, and
Good grief.
on the third day I drank like 3,000 milligrams of caffeine
Oh,
and espressos and energy drinks and stuff, and I was having heart
oh,
palpitations.
your poor
and
kidneys.
and I basically stood up and then passed out cold, and
Wow.
the ambulance was worried that I had blood clots or something, but
Yeah,
I ended up all right. But it was just because my blood sugar dropped so low because I was stuck behind a computer playing video games for so long that I just quit eating, I quit drinking, I quit doing everything.
that's
It's that chasing the dragon. Oh, I have to do this one last quest. I have to do this one last
yeah.
adventure. I have to do this one last thing. I have to collect this one last thing, and then I'll quit. And then when that
Mm-hmm.
happens, then I'm like, oh well, I need to go do this other thing. I need to go do this other thing. And then pretty
My
soon you're in the back of an ambulance.
Oh, wow. I am so glad you got out of that. That's wow. But it is. It's just another drug. It's a behavior that releases the dopamine, just like any other addiction. And we are all, everybody's running from pain. Everybody's trying to escape from pain, and we all find it in different ways. And it
And
is just as
it's an escape.
strong. Yeah. My daughter, my oldest daughter, I was kind of disgusted with her, but she got caught up in it. She went to the University of Utah, and she was in art and film studies, and she's an animator. And after she graduated, I mean, she loves video games. And for a year after graduation, she worked 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, but then all she did was play video games for a year. She could have spent all this time, building up her portfolio, of her art, and getting a nice collection of animations, to share with different,
I'm telling you,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
silent killer.
Yeah, it really is. I'm glad she got out of it. She still will play occasionally, but it's nothing like it used to be. One day it just hit her, all the time that she had wasted.
Backslash
And
played 1,095 days just on one video game alone.
I'm gonna have to ask her if she ever did that. I'm curious. She
And that's
probably is
just one game.
embarrassed
That's
if
just
she
one
knows
game.
that. Yeah, just one game. Yeah.
Why do you think I don't show my face here? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I am so glad that you came on and that you were willing to share your story with us. I mean,
Oh,
how
it's
long?
video games are very, very destructive. I mean, they're good. I mean,
Yeah.
if like Tommy always says, I'm not against drugs. I'm against addiction.
Hmm.
And a lot of people out there they can play 2 hours at night, whatever, and it's no big
Hmm.
deal. But then there's some people like me that just have that addictive personality that when they get hooked on something, like
Yeah.
Tommy's brother always says, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Yeah. Well.
But in these situations, it's not worth overdoing, of course.
Yeah. But I'm curious,
But yeah.
how long did it take before you started to feel normal again? Before you started to the physical pain went away and all of the anxiety and the cravings and all of that. How long did it take you to level out?
That's a good question. I would have to say it took about a couple months. I mean,
Wow.
the first month was rough because I didn't know what to do, and then the second month
Mm.
was like, okay, well, instead of playing video games, I'm going to do this. So the second month was like trying to try to find other things to do besides video games, and then after that, just started to get back into doing things that are outdoors, and I mean. Going hiking, going camping, going fishing, going to music venues, going to see the movies, going out and joining I don't know whatever group things to meet strangers to go do like-minded things. I don't know, just whatever.
Mhm.
Ride a bicycle,
Hey, all of
get,
that is
get
good.
some
It's
vitamin D.
I was that was one of the I didn't have time to go through
Oh,
it, but that was
I had to go
one
to
of
the
the
hospital
things.
for that.
I people blood clots and
Yeah,
low bone density and
I
low
suffered from that all.
bad immune systems, all of that.
Yeah.
If you don't have the vitamin D, it is not
No.
good. And
Yeah,
yeah.
doctor gave me a prescription that you can't get in a store of vitamin D. I had to
Oh,
have twelve
really?
hundred. Yeah, it was 1,200 milligrams, and I had to take one pill every week for like
That's
4 or
huge.
5
That's a
weeks
huge dose. Oh my goodness.
because
But you
because
needed it.
that's how much sun I didn't get. I mean, my skin
Wow.
was like translucent. I was almost like a vampire.
Wow. I'm so glad that you're better than wow. That's yeah. So what
Not
I
what?
was thinking, what one of the one of the things I was looking into, I've been reading a book called Rewire Your Brain, and one of the things that they suggest at the beginning, if you're trying to get control of whatever your addiction is, they said you can't leave yourself free time.
Yeah,
You got to really get a routine going and have
that's
every
what I
hour
do.
scheduled, and
That's
that's
absolutely true. I schedule
yeah.
every minute from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed.
Yeah, that's what we have to do as addicts, because if we get free time, when our yeah, free time isn't always, I mean, everybody needs to relax, but
Yeah.
free time is not a good for us. We really do need to stick to a routine, and yeah.
Well, you know
So
what they
what else
say,
would
boredom is the killer of all sobriety. It's a really true statement.
it is? It really is.
Oh, I wanted to
If
add.
we
Somebody asked if how did I get on here? Yeah, you just click on the link that's in chat,
oh
and
yeah,
then
yep,
you'll be put into a queue, and then Heather Joy can pop you up on the screen.
yep, yep. Anybody needs wants to come on it. They used to have when I first discovered last October when I discovered the lifeboat, Mark and Tommy had that number you could call in. Um, I think it was a number, wasn't it? Anyway, because I used
Yeah, it
it,
was through
but yeah,
Skype.
but this is just this is I'll always post the link that will bring you to
I
the
love your
studio.
StreamYard link because it's so simple. I mean, you could be on your cell phone, you could be on your computer.
Hmm.
You see that link, you just click on it, it puts you
Yep,
right into the
put you right
StreamYard.
there.
You just
And
gotta like adjust your little like settings real quick, and then you're done.
yeah, it's easy, and you don't have to show your face. You don't if
Hey,
you don't want to
I'm a
show your
cactus.
face. But we are here. Tommy and I are here. If you guys, the crew, you guys are the priority. And if you guys need to talk, need help, we're all here for you. And please jump on. Please feel free. You know, because you guys, doesn't matter what I've prepared. Um, you guys are the priority here, and we want to help. So please, please use that if you ever need to. I'm always tickled when you guys will jump on with me.
Well, I'm
I
just
love
glad
it.
I could contribute to this episode. And like I said, I have a lot of experience with video game addictions, social
Yeah, you
media
do.
addictions, and things like that. I mean, like I said, I work for a PC, computer gaming hosting company. Only
Hmm.
thing I did all day was just install computer games on servers for people, and then give them a dashboard and set up everything. And then first thing they do is they break everything, and then they have to go and fix everything. So, and on top of that, it's just years of playing video games. Just that's all I did, and
Mm,
it really had an impact on my health, equal to
yeah, it did.
any drug that you could do.
Yeah, it really is just another drug. And I want to thank you, Mr. Ray Ray, for coming on. This has been wonderful to have you share your experience. Thank you for being so willing to share all of that. Uh, that really
Yeah, no
helps
problem.
everybody. I appreciate you. It is 7:02, so I had better. Let's see. I just want to quickly see who else has popped in. Um, Allison Stacy. Hey, John Doe. Seventh. Oh wait, I think I already knew Seventh Son was on here. I didn't mean to put that. Let's see, Miss Dragon. If I missed you before, I apologize. Tikan, that's a new one. Welcome. Seem got a little cute teapot. I love it. Let's see. Well, welcome. Jason, I think I already said hello to Jason. If I missed you, let's see. I think I just saw Lemmy. Yeah, Lemmy's here. Hey, Lemmy. How you doing? I hope you're feeling a little better. Let's see. Don't see any. If I missed you, I apologize. But thank you, everyone, for coming and joining us here tonight. And again, Mr. Ray Ray, thank you. I really appreciate your willingness to
Yeah, no
share that.
problem.
That really helps. And love you guys. I just want to. I always say this, but if you guys, oh, leisure, I missed leisure. How you doing? I'm glad that you're here. You guys are hurting if are having those cravings, if you've got things going on
You
and
met
you're
Leisure,
you know
right?
I did. I sure
I
did.
met Leisure too.
Yeah, I know.
So it's funny,
I
us two
Yep,
have actually met Leisure. So,
I know. I love
hey,
it. And he's gonna come on with me. In fact, leisure, I'm gonna
nice.
call you hopefully later tonight. I got a lot to do, but he's gonna come on with me and we're gonna do a show together. So he's gonna share his
Nice.
story, and yeah, it'll be really good. I really like that man. He's awesome. Everybody on the boat's awesome though. I love it when I get to meet you guys face to face. So yeah, it's a
I
good
just hope
thing.
the I just hope the ghosts behave in his place that he's staying. I went to visit him and all the doors started opening and closing on by themselves. He can even
That's
contest that because he saw it.
that's what you said, and I was surprised. I thought I wonder if I no I would have gone anyway, but I've had problems with that before, and I would think I would have. I don't know. I probably would have. I don't know what I would have done,
I
but
just
I
I
just
was a
don't
little
want things
confused.
following me home.
I was a little confused. I was like, why are these doors opening and closing by themselves? It's like
I
the
I've had
the place
that.
place is haunted.
experienced before. That's kind of funny that they follow. That's not good when they follow you.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
glad it
go.
went away.
Eh,
Boy. Anyway, if
there you
you
go.
guys, we're here to help each other. Please have your list of five and reach out. If you get where you just feel like you want to relapse again, that's where your limbic system is all lit up and you just feel awful. Talk to somebody or do some writing, move all of that from your emotion center, up here where you can really think and use some logic, and your adult part of you can kind of parent that child part of you.
Yeah.
Please reach out
And
and
I'm just going to
you
give a
know
shout out to all the super chats. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your
oh, we
donations.
have super chats. I didn't even.
Yeah,
Oh my word, I
Tommy's
didn't.
really going to appreciate all you guys for the support that
Oh
you give
my
to this
word,
channel.
I can't see them on this screen. Oh my word, I haven't on YouTube. Let me pull this up. Crud. I wasn't even aware. I am so sorry, you guys. Wow, I got to get another screen up and going next time. Wow.
Where I am
Let
so
me,
sorry, you guys.
yeah, there I am hearing myself again. Wow, I missed all of that. And now boy, that's not showing me any of it too. So thank you very much to everyone that. Wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tommy will be really excited. And you guys, that all goes to helping get people on medical assisted treatment and helping people on the boat. It doesn't go to Tommy, it doesn't go to me. It goes to you guys that need it. So thank you very much. You guys, I hope you have a great night and I will be talking to you sometime tomorrow. And again, thank you, Mr. Ray Ray. I'll see you guys later. Have a good
No
night.
problem. You as well. Have a good night.
Thanks.